Jacob, welcome to the sofa, to the casting couch.
Thanks for having me, eh?
So we start with a question. This is a good question, but we met a couple of years ago now at a hair course,
Yep.
3-day course in Sydney.
Yep, 2000, was it 20, it was 23,
I think so,
2023?
I feel like so.
September.
Yeah, so September 2023. When you came to the hair course, what did you think it was going to be? And then what did you actually experience as the difference?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to kind of build my skills. So, you know, I've been following you guys for a fair while before that happened, and before I, took the leap to invest in myself, in my skills. That's what I thought I was initially investing in. Just my, I knew how to cut hair, but I didn't really understand what I was doing and why I was doing it. So yeah, that was initially the first kind of introduction for you guys. But yeah, it was everything but a hair course, to be honest. It was probably a point where like my whole perspective and everything just changed. Not just on hair, but just on life. I walked in there thinking that it was just going to be the hair course, and I left with a lot more than what I thought I was going to leave with. Definitely learned a lot about the hair, which has helped me a lot. But yeah, the wake up call, and that was the biggest shift. I think that was the first shift that I ever had that really had a massive impact. Like the gratitude piece that we went through, the conversations that we had in that room. I'd just never been in a room like it, and that was just the hair course. So when you guys started doing the mentorship, I was just all in, because I thought how much impact you had on my life and my family's life from just a hair course. Like, imagine if I could pick your brains what am I going to get out of picking your brains every day and being in a group, in a community with like-minded people. And I've learnt plenty of business stuff, but it's all personal growth for me. That's been the biggest takeaway, is just I'm becoming a better person for myself and my family and my children.
It's crazy, man. It's been it's been a crazy journey, an emotional journey, even, to say the least. But even from a technical standpoint, I guess, to give context to anyone who might watch it, is you have a barbershop.
Yep.
When we met you were a relatively new barbershop owner.
Yep.
So you weren't doing it for a long time, and you're relatively new to the industry to be like a shop owner at that stage.
Yep.
And beyond everything that you just said, which is super powerful, from a technical results standpoint, I think you've done very well as well.
Yep.
Since joining the program.
Yeah, definitely.
You started at $35, as far as I'm aware.
Yep.
And now you charge
95 to 105 for just the hair, and then a bit extra for a beard as well. So
so from that standpoint alone, that's already kind of like it's a representation of like how far you've come as well, right?
Yep, 100%.
Looking back at that course, then, like, what would life be like for you if you didn't come? Like, if you decided that day, you know what, like, I don't need to do that hair course, I don't need the skills.
Yep.
What would your life, what would your business look like? What do you think?
It would be a mess, to be honest. Because, like I said, I was pretty new in the industry when I first took over the shop that I was working in. So I was probably in the industry for 4 years and had the opportunity to buy the business off the previous owner. I thought everything was going really, really well. You know, it was just kind of like very well known shop in the area. Very good, like just community based, like walk in, kind of churn and burn, fast paced kind of environment. And initially when I first took it over, I was like, I know it works, and this is barbering. Kind of, you know, I'm buying something that works, and you know, this is unreal. I've made it. And the first 6 months went by, and it was going really, really well. But I found like I was burning out. The guys around me were burning out, and I just kind of had like this. I had this want to just have more. Like I had this vision that I wanted to push the industry in Newcastle to like a bit of a different level, and I just didn't have the plan. I didn't have anything. I didn't have like the pathway. I knew what I wanted to try to do, but I had no idea how I was going to get there. And everything was going really, really well, but it got to a point where it was all just kind of luck. I think there's only so far you can get without having a plan. And I got to a point where it was still working, but it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. So I was rocking up to work, and it was hard to rock up to the shop because it was like someone else's vision that I'd just taken over, and I had my name and my brand on this space now, but it just wasn't mine. So that was when I really knew that I needed some help to try to work on myself, but you know, work on trying to bring the vision to life, and I just didn't really know how.
Yeah. You can kind of wing it to 6 figures, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, in a way, like hard work will get you to a certain point.
Yeah.
But it kind of always remains hard work.
Yeah.
Then. And like, have you noticed a big difference in, you know, we always strive, right? And we've had a good chat last night about there's still places that you want to get to. But have you noticed a big difference in how that has played out in your personal life as well? Like the changes in the business and how that's kind of affected how you are as a dad, how you are as a partner? Like has that kind of
massively. So I was working 6 days a week when I first took over. The shop was open 6 days. You know, it was just super busy. Like I said, everything was going fine, but I was just not present with my family. I was overworked, constantly stressed, just with that hard work mentality that, you know, I was brought up in, which is good. It builds resilience, but I just was going to work myself into the ground and potentially, you know, lose relationships, potentially lose, you know, my family, and just kind of having a plan that you guys helped me create, and you know, the mindset shifts and stuff like that. It's pretty much changed my life. That's why I've been with you guys for 2 years now, and I'm still getting the value, because it's just, you know, you're not just helping me in my business. It's you've created me a better life. So for my family, like, as well, and my team. You know, the things that I've done for my team are crazy. Like the results I've got for some of them guys is by doing any more work, not working harder, not working more days. Like they're getting their life back. They're getting balance. They've got respect. You know, we're just building something pretty special, and it's good to be a part of, and kind of be trying to shift industry in a way where people want to work in a barbershop still and want to have that kind of the culture. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's crazy. So cool. Like, for us to witness all of it, for yourself and for the people in UBM, you know, it's so much more than just doing something for yourself, you know, like the byproduct of it, like the butterfly effect of it.
Yeah.
Like how many people benefit from it. I think if people could really see that and sink into it, they'd take a lot more action in their lives. Like, I don't even think like we understand the impact that we have just by setting up the environment to be what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like what we've created here is like we've worked on our stuff and got help from people, and then we've taken an accumulation of it and we've set it up in a way where we're using our unique skills to help people who are in a similar spot to where we were, or different, right? Like your situation, your life is very different, but like we can take credit for the facilitation, but we can't take credit for the action that people take. You know, that is still up to you. Like you still had to do it. You still have to confront the fears. You still have to have the big light bulb moments and sit with them and actually make the changes. And it's super cool to have people like yourself, Jacob, in the program for so long, right? So it's 2 years. Like this landed for me last week. I was thinking, why is our system, you know, of course we're in a business, right? We're trying to sell the program. But like, why is our system so good? Like, because it's not like a one and done. Like, you don't do something once and you get a result, and then all we can do is put your prices up.
Yep.
You know, like you've put your prices up multiple times if you're looking at that.
Yep.
But like, there's so much more layers to it. Like every time you come to an event, like we just did in the last 3 days, I'm sure you're going home now with a different level of insight, perspective, transformation. So yeah, what would you say to like the people about that side of it too, like the continuous progression and like coming to these events? Like, would you recommend that people would?
Yep.
If someone was in your position or someone similar to your position a few years back, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I'd say if you're not willing to invest in yourself, like, you know, what else is there? I feel like I wanted all the answers, and I wanted to fast track myself, but I think that there's only so far you can go before you've got to, like you said, you've got to do the work. It just doesn't, you just don't sign up to a gym plan or a business coach and tomorrow like things start happening for you. Like, it's kind of like, if you don't put in the work, if you don't go to jump on the calls or, you know, put yourselves in this situation and, you know, invest in yourself to come to these masterminds, and like, you can't expect the results. Like, you know, you get out what you put in. So yeah, if you're definitely struggling and you're wanting more, then, you know, I couldn't recommend you guys enough. Like, the growth that I've seen in myself, which is always pretty hard for me to sit back and reflect on my life. Like, I've always been like a high achiever, almost just kind of like work away from my problems, just keep working, and yeah, the change that I've had on a business and a personal level, like, like I said, it's just impacted my life and my family's so much. The last 2 years I've grown more than I did probably in the 30 odd years prior. So it's been like a massive shift for me.
Yeah, awesome.
Incredible. I think there's something to be said about the amount of time you've been with us as well. 2 years. It's like that saying, the more you learn, the more you realise you don't know.
Yeah.
And it's the same with progress and building a business and success, whatever you want to call it. The more you do achieve and the longer you spend doing this stuff, the more you realise there is that you can do.
Yeah.
And I think it's that evolving thing, isn't it, where it just keeps going and going. And I think if you are just looking for quick results, sometimes you rob yourself of that opportunity to see what is actually possible.
Yeah, 100%.
If it's a quick one and done, it's like, well, yeah, okay, you know, we can band-aid any problem. But I think that commitment to that long-term growth, it just shows you it's just never ending, right? And that's exciting to me.
I think the commitment I see from you guys, that, you know, you are coaches, but you have coaches. And you know, I see it a lot in the you know, the hair industry or the barber industry a lot, where, you know, the owner or the leader is kind of capping the whole barbershop to how far they can go, because they're not invested in themselves. So it's kind of, if you're in a team and the leader's not investing in himself, you're kind of seeing your future and how far you can go. So me seeing you guys invest in yourself and, you know, you're learning and you're passing down all the stuff that you learn. So I've just been along for the ride for the last 2 years, where it's been like I got so much value straight away, crazy value, and then it got to another point where it just kind of got to that next level where, you know, you guys knew so much and had kind of a perspective that you were sharing, and, you know, in 2 years you guys have definitely grown, you know, personally and in business as well. So it's kind of me being with you guys, like I'm consistently learning, like constantly like learning. Just, I think that's pretty important. If you were just kind of jumping on the calls and sharing the exact same thing week in, week out, and doing the exact same thing for these masterminds, like it's, and not sharing any more value and bringing any more progression, like, yeah, I probably wouldn't be here anymore. But yeah, I think it's definitely a big thing. You got to find someone that is in the position where you want to be and that you can kind of relate to and has the proof, and yeah, invest in yourself.
And it's what's cool about what we've kind of built here, all of us together, because I see you guys as much as part of it as we are, right? Because like I said a few times over the weekend, it'd be kind of awkward if nobody signed up, you know. Like it's kind of
Yeah,
you kind of have to have people, you have to be in relationship with people to make things better. So for example, like if, like you said about the owners of the shop, like for you investing in yourself, what you can do for your team, like they're all probably making twice as much money. Like some of them are probably making twice as much money than they would be.
yeah,
And how that affects their life, you know, how they can set their life up because of that,
yeah,
makes it worth it. But it's not just us, right? It's like you don't get access to just us. It's all of the other people as well who are in a similar mindset. You know, you come to an event like we just had. I don't think once over the 3.5-4 days it was awkward for anyone.
no,
You know, there's always someone that like you can talk to about something. You know, you don't even have to learn from us. It's not like you have to be here for 3 days like talking to us 24/7. You know, we can very confidently and comfortably just leave people in groups and like let them talk,
yeah,
and they'll learn from each other.
yeah,
I think that's something I've noticed with you as well in the group, like your contribution to the group. I know we often use you as like a example of a business owner who's got a team and done great things, and that's a really special thing to be able to contribute to a community like that. You know,
Yeah.
It's another form of contribution,
yeah,
and I think that's really special and really exciting. So, yeah, we appreciate that from you as well.
yeah. I feel like this weekend, I had a massive breakthrough with just kind of like believing in myself a bit. Like self-belief's always been like a pretty big thing for me, and you know, and just not feeling like I have any value or to give, and you know, I won't speak up because you know someone else, you know, might have a better answer, and like almost like suppressing myself. But yeah, through the conversations that I've had this weekend, like I know that like people were coming up just wanting to talk more about some of the things we were talking about, and like it just gave me like that sense of like the sense of belief that I do have a lot of value to give, and I do have a lot of wisdom, and yeah, I am valued in the group, which is pretty cool.
100%.
It was pretty powerful.
And sometimes it takes time. Again, credit to your commitment to the journey. Sometimes it takes time for life to show you the evidence.
Yeah,
Right, and I think you got that this weekend.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's like Lee says all the time, you know, if you have a big enough dream, you don't need a crisis. You know, if you don't need a crisis to be the thing that moves you, you don't wait until everything's falling apart before you start putting things back together. And then it's just like, yeah, the commitment to like writing it out, you know, even when, you know, there's probably been times in the program where, you know, life gets in the way, you're busy, you have a busy personal life, you might think, oh, maybe I'm just not getting the value anymore, maybe I should leave, maybe like, you know, it's never really about the program, though, is it? In that moment.
No.
And like, I think that when people go through that, unless they've got the results that they want out of it, unless they're living the exact life that they went into that program for, then arguably they should probably stay in it, you know?
Yep.
And I think about that from our perspective too. Of course, if it's viable, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I think like even like the decision to come this weekend for this weekend was it was a big one because I have to, you know, leave my partner and my 2 kids at home, and that puts stress on. You know, it's a lot to just be able to step away and the shop, obviously, you know, the shop's without me for a week or so, so it's kind of, there's a lot of things that I have to weigh up, and this weekend just showed me that if I didn't come, this like I wouldn't feel like I do right now, and the value and the perspective I have on like my personal life, the things that I've learned this weekend about myself, and the confidence I have even to sit down and have this conversation with you guys right now, like I wouldn't have been able to do that like 2 weeks ago. But until I come here and I've done the personal work, and like I'm going to go home and realize and just know that it was worth, you know, potentially leaving the shop and my family for the 5 nights. Like I've got the value, and it's just going to change my life, and my kids and my team and my partner will be thankful for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's always a cost to everything, right?
Yep.
Like, and something I said yesterday when we were on top of that mountain, I don't know if I say it to Lee or just to Sora or to a few people, but I was like, anyone who's in the group, you get to come to these events as part of the membership. It's like you have to move mountains like to get here. Like you can't miss this stuff. You know?
Yep.
Like it's arguably one event like this is worth the entire investment. Like pretty much almost all the invested money that you've spent so far, I reckon, between the 3-day course, all of the mentorship stuff up to now is probably worth it just for 3 days like this.
Yep, 100%.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yep.
Like as to how that's gonna affect like your life potentially. And I'm just saying, like, I've spent money to do things like this that have completely changed the trajectory of my life, because if I knew how to figure out my own problems, I would have figured them out already.
Yep.
You know? It's crazy, man. So yeah. Any other questions for Jacob? Lee?
I don't think so. We covered some good ground.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a parting question for you, Jacob. Yeah, maybe it's just a case of, like, do you have anything else that you'd like to share or say? Thinking about where this is going to go, like, where's this video going to be? Probably on our YouTube testimonials page.
Yep.
Somebody might be watching this when they're about to buy the program. You can use it yourself, and your own page will take clips out of it for things. But yeah, what would you have to say if you had any other messages to share?
Probably just like thanks, like from the bottom of my heart, really. Like you've changed my life, and you know, future generations to come. I hope, you know, the things that I've learned in this group that I thought I was going to learn, like how to run a better business and how to make more money and all these, like, yeah, that's just the byproduct of it. But the amount of growth that I've done, like it's been crazy. And yeah, I know that I can recommend you guys and this course to everyone because I know how much impact it's had on my life. But yeah, it's all about what you're willing to put into, you'll get out of it. Don't expect your whole life to change if you're not willing to make a change yourself.
It's powerful. Something that I've been saying this year or last year that's come up a lot you know, when people have the feeling of wanting to do something a bit different or wanting more for themselves, there's always a fear of like loss in something, right? Whether it's loss of time with your family, loss of money in investing, loss of something, but the bigger loss already exists on the other side of coming to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
You know, like people could focus on like, oh, but if I do close the shop for a week, I lose this much money and, you know, X, Y, and Z. But like you're already losing so much more by not
doing it. Yeah, for sure.
You know, people say I have to make sacrifices to build this, or sacrifice. It's like a lot of people's sacrifices are already bigger than the ones that they're making.
Yeah.
So I think that's just a lovely way to round it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Jacob.
Yes, Jacob.
Thanks for being so open and honest, and we look forward to seeing where you go next and what you do next and how you keep growing. We'll have to get you an extra $5 a haircut now to give you a trophy.
I'm close.
Very close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe by June, July at the Gold Coast Masters.
Yeah. Playing.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.